If you want a quick trip to a waterfall, Madison Falls is it. It's only about a 15-minute drive to the falls from Port Angeles, so try to make it. I wouldn't even call it a hike, when it only takes like several minutes to the falls from your vehicle. So put this on your list if you're staying in Port Angeles. I like the access to this fall because you can simply walk right up to the bottom of the falls and look for some composition. For almost all of my waterfall photography, I'm looking for a slow with low volume movement to get the desired texture that I want. If the waterfall was a raging bull, the picture would just be a big blob of white, which doesn't give me the definition to the water itself. Time to break out that ND filter and slow that shutter. Next up is Merrimere Falls. It's located right next to Lake Crescent, and it's a popular spot, so get there a little bit early so that you can get a parking spot. Along the trail, I found an interesting tree hanging alongside a tiny stream. The bridge was so narrow I couldn't even use a tripod, but I did manage around a 1-second handheld exposure, believe it or not. I'll show you 3 different cameras. One is the Canon mirrorless, then the iPhone, and then the GoPro. You can see for yourself how different they are. The majority of this video is from the Canon R5, which is what you're currently seeing. And this is from my brother's iPhone, not sure if it was the 11 or 12. And this is from my GoPro Hero 9. I'm not very impressed here, especially with the water giving out that blue tint. The GoPro doesn't do well in low light, but then again, I can't expect it to match a full frame camera, especially with an L glass. Come on now. We continue our journey driving through Lake Crescent and on to Soul Duck Falls. Soul Duck Falls is one of the bigger waterfalls of Olympic. But the bigger it is, I tend to have a more difficult time photographing it. It's only about a mile hike, so you shouldn't have any problems with it. We stop at a small cascade stream, and of course, we find other photographers here. Now, we were kinda short on time, there were several people here, so we didn't stay long to take advantage of the lush green vegetation on the rocks. Plus, I didn't want to be in other people's picture. So, I settled for a typical shot. Nah. You might wonder why we're putting on our hoodies almost all the time. Well, that's because we didn't want any buggies buzzing around our head and neck. But we didn't see that many bugs for the entire trip actually. Soul Duck Falls is an interesting 3-pronged waterfall where the water flow turns 90 degrees, so you're really looking at it on the side. I tried to get a composition, but couldn't get anything out of it that I liked, so we moved on to Lover's Lake. I found a potential composition with a nice S-shaped river leading into a small cave with a tiny waterfall on the top. But too bad the tree at the bottom here covered the river. Darn it, this could have been an A tier or even an S tier photo for me. Lover's Lane Fall has a unique bridge where there's only one handrail, but it's not too bad. I wasn't scared, not at all. Since I couldn't use a tripod on this narrow bridge, I had to do everything handheld. I tried to take one on the bridge, but ultimately settled for the bottom view, which to me was a way better composition. You'll see in a moment. This is from the top angle on the bridge. This one is from ground level. Nice highlights on the grass, even though I kinda overblown it. I like that the sunlight highlighted the grass instead of the water here. If you want to see lush green landscapes, then Ho Rainforest is the place to be. To describe this, it's a rainforest. We spent about a half day on the two main trails, the Hall of Mosses and the Spruce Nature Trail. Both are a very short 2-mile hike combined, so it won't take you long to finish it. So appreciate the finer details of your surroundings. Here, plants not only grow on trees, but they also grow on other plants. Where there's water, there's life. Like New Orleans, they get about 64 inches of rain a year. By comparison, the whole rainforest gets as much as 14 feet of rain a year. For my ideal photo here, I would like to have some kind of a foggy or misty day, with probably some kind of sun rays penetrating through the mist. But it looks like it won't be that day today. Plus I didn't arrive here soon enough. You'll get a better chance of getting that misty fog in the wintertime when it rains a lot more than in the summer. But you'll just get wet walking on muddy terrain. Hey, no pain, no gain. Since I couldn't get the composition that I liked, I started to focus more on the macro photography. I try as much as possible to have the background always darker than the subject, or just try and blur it out with a bokeh. And I have no idea what I was pointing at here. I figured that in a rainforest, there'll be algae growth in the water, but look at how crystal clear the water is here. I was hoping to photograph some nice mushrooms, but the ranger told me that it's not that time of year. I was about a month too early, but I did manage to get something. Time for some more close-ups and to test out the bouquet of the new RF70-200 f4 telephoto. Not too bad. Well, not bad is an understatement. These RF lenses are simply just spectacular. looks like something out of a horror movie. I can't tell what that is. Well, stay tuned for more videos of the park, like Hurricane Ridge and along the coastline. I'll get to it when I get to it. Later.